Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. Well, hello, and a pleasant morning to you. Welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Coming up, Andy Noyes with a dealership support company called Reparify. What they do, we're going to find out. In Jeff's car culture, think of this: regenerating tire treads.
Oh, yeah.
Do you do it? What? How does that work? Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, who's in the studio with us today, ladies. In the house.
In the house.
Next to me, we always need more Jeff Zucker.
Not in the house.
Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. And is Andy looking any better there? We got a guest here that.
Can I bring him in?
Yeah, please do.
Bring him in out of the dark.
Yeah, bring him in out of the dark.
He's better.
Is he better? Let me see. Oh, my God, he's got a face.
Good morning.
Andy, good morning. How are you?
I'm great this morning. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you. Is it Noyes?
It's like you make a lot of noise.
Noise. Okay. Got it. Noise. Andy Noyes. Perfect. Hi, Andy.
Hello.
Where are we speaking to you from?
Plano, Texas.
Plano, Texas.
Just up the road.
Just down the street.
Yeah, it's right. So for those that don't know where Plano is, it's right there by Dallas. Mm-hmm. And I know that you probably don't like to be put in the same thing because you're from Plano, but to let everybody know that exactly where that is, it's close to Dallas. How's that? Is that an okay description?
That's perfect.
Okay. So Andy, you're with a company that is kind of a twofer here. It's asTech, driven by Reparify. So explain that to us first.
Yeah, Reparify is our portfolio company that has several different companies within it offering end-to-end solutions for the automotive industry. I specifically work, under the asTech umbrella, which we're the global leader of OEM diagnostics and calibration, really focusing in the collision space.
Oh my God, that's a lot to digest this early in the morning. I have to tell you that. Okay, so you are a direct-to-dealer kind of guy.
Dealership body shops, as well as independents, but a lot of work in the collision space, and yes, with dealers as well.
So if I have a wreck, chances are that it's pretty good that I'm going to deal with your company in a roundabout way.
There's a very good chance. Yes.
Yeah. So what exactly do you do in the repair business to help dealerships, repair shops, that sort of thing, get through the day?
Yeah, so we have a patented device, right? So like a lot of dealerships obviously have their own technicians and OEM tools that they use in the mechanical world if you're going in for service and repair. But in the collision space, it's a little bit different. So we have a patented device called the asTech device that will hook up to the vehicle's OBD connector. And then we can remotely connect that device with an OEM tool, pair it with a brand specialist that knows that vehicle, and we can help perform diagnostics, repairs, initializations, programming events all over the internet for shops all over the country.
So, I mean, does that drill down to parts?
Typically, so if the collision center has replaced a new radar module, as an instance, right, front radar, and that radar needs to be programmed before it's calibrated, yes, like we can help initiate that programming event, but we don't directly sell parts into collision.
I got you. So you're the guy that goes between the car and the part, and between the car and the part.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So is it all electronic based stuff?
Yeah. So, a lot of what we do, like if we have a vehicle before it's being repaired, we'll do what's called a pre-repair scan. So we're trying to do a health check of the vehicle, give our customer, the shop, an indication of what active faults might be in it. If the car had any airbag deployments, like we'll pull the procedures, the necessary parts that they should be replacing in those procedures, and give that all to them in a report. On a post scan, obviously we had all that the pre-repair information, right? But through the repair process, there's a lot of repair-induced faults that can happen just with having headlights disconnected, lights removed, right? You might be stripping the interior. So we do a post-repair scan to make sure that everything is connected, working, programmed, initialized. For Toyotas as example, after they're in a collision, you need to do a seat weight initialization, so it makes sure that a passenger, it's reading the right weight on the passenger seat.
Oh,
so
I'm sure that your wife or girlfriend would love that.
Yeah, that's actually the minimum weight. It's not necessarily 500 pounds. I think isn't it a weight that activates those sensors? Period. Not necessarily giving you a weight on a scale.
Correct. It's making sure that weight is plus or minus a certain value. That way, if somebody's sitting in that seat and the car gets in an accident again, that the airbags and seat belts operate properly.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. How about a 2001 Corvette?
Probably not a whole lot of ADAS technology on that. We're going to have those kinds of initializations and things that we'd be doing back on a 2001, right? That the more and more, the newer the vehicle, the more advanced the technologies are. And those are the things that we help with.
So what you're telling me is that I'm old along with my old car. That's what you're saying. Well, here's let me just throw this out there. It has on occasion thrown a traction control and ABS light. And sometimes it goes off and sometimes it doesn't. Can you fix that? Can you tell me what the problem is?
There's
other than me.
Yeah, no. So we would hook up our device and read faults and see what kind of readings we get. We can look at live data, and we can, that's what we're designed to do, is to try and give you guidance to help diagnose those issues at the car.
So I had a friend try to do a tune on the car, and now the car knocks under certain conditions and slight throttle. Would you be able to tell what the problem is with that?
I'm sure we could. Yes, certainly. Again, we could help. We do have different levels of technicians that we hook up, right? So if it's more of a mechanical type issue like that, we have a mechanical team we could direct that to. I'm not, my background is not as a technician, but we have a team of people that I'm sure could help diagnose that or point you in the right direction.
Yeah. So what is your background, Andy? How in the world did you get into this?
So I'm 30 years in the automotive industry this year.
Well, 30 years ago, Andy, they didn't have anything like this. Yeah. How's that?
That's right.
Not to put you down, but I'm just saying.
That's right. We're adapting to change, right? So most of my career has been in the retail automotive space, running fixed operations, service departments and retail dealerships. But the last 7 years has been in collision. Okay.
So you're the body shop guy.
I work with them every day. Yes, sir.
Now, well, I mean, in your career, that's your background as the body shop guy. And I have to tell you, I worked for a dealership for a few years and early on in my career. And I'll tell you, that was a separate building on the property. And rightly so, because those guys, that's a whole different world back there, relationship to, say, the service department, where we, do tune-ups and blow up motors and stuff like that.
That's right. And, unlike the service department, that if you're attached to the Chevy dealer, that's probably fixing 99% Chevrolets, that body shop could be fixing, every make and model.
Right. Yes, and they did, except for the Corvettes. And Corvette even had its own little building off of the body shop. They didn't want all that
riffraff.
The riffraff and all of the dust from the fiberglass contain, making really bad days for the paint guy.
That's right.
Yes.
And today they have special aluminum rooms and, different environments depending on the car. So
right. All right. So why would I hire or buy your product as a dealership? Why would I do that?
Well, to go back to what we were just talking about, right? Most body shops fix all makes, all models.
Yes.
And the insurance companies, right? Depending on how you're set up, but you're going to repair those. And most body shops won't have each individual OEM tool, right? They won't have a Toyota Tech Stream. They won't have a Honda tool. They may have a aftermarket tool, but aftermarket tools don't always work to read all modules and all fault codes and be able to do everything an OEM tool can do. And then outside of just having the tool, they probably don't employ a technician that may be able to operate each one of those OEM tools, because they do operate slightly differently. So for a body shop, they can use us because we have the techs, the tools, and the ability to remotely connect and help you with that service.
Doesn't work.
Well, interesting. And how do you price something like that? Because there are different size dealerships, different size body shops. How do you do that?
So most of our services are just pay when you use us, right? So you might have our device and use us 15 times a day, or you could use us 3 times a month. But you just pay when you use and hook up our technology, and we help you.
I see. And typically, how does the facility pay you? Is it like, okay, well, if you're going to use our service, you're going to have to give me your credit card? How does it work?
No, most body shops will have an account with us. And then, part of establishing that account and getting our technology, we bill you on net 30 terms, every month based on the amount of times you use us.
Okay, I got you. I'm just trying to get an overall view of this. So when you go into a facility, a repair facility, whatever it is, how do you approach them and say, hey, this is what you need, and here's why you need us?
There's lots of different ways to do that. I think one of my tricks, right, of the trade is, I like to find a car on the lot that has an airbag deployment. Because one of the value adds that we do when a car has a deployment is we go into the repair procedures for those vehicles, right? Car 1 may just require an airbag and a module, but car 2 might require airbag, modules, seat belts, and car 3 might have programming events and a combination of all those different parts, right? So a repairer might just look at that deployment and go, okay, I'm going to order an airbag module, and they order that and start making repairs. And then at the end of the repair, they find out they need these 5 things, and maybe it takes another week to do it. So for us, we can give you all that information up front. So you're ordering those parts and repairing it in a timely fashion. So you're not finding out these things at the end.
Well, this sounds almost kind of like a windshield repair with a very late model car that's got all sorts of sensors in it, because when you change from what I understand, when you change the windshield in it, you got to go back and program all that stuff that's in the windshield.
That's correct. So any car with a windshield camera that has a windshield replaced is required to have a windshield calibration after a camera calibration after that windshield's replaced. So we do have a glass customer we do business with that uses us anywhere from 500 to 700 times a day.
Holy Toledo!
Oh yeah,
that's a lot of windshields, buddy.
It's a large company, but they'll try and calibrate it with the technology they have at the car, but it might be a 2025 or a 2026 year model vehicle. They have the target, but they don't have the software on the tool they're using, so they can plug in the asTech device, and we can hook up that OEM tool and fill in that gap.
Wow, that's impressive. Okay. That's very impressive. Now I'm kind of getting the hang of it when you bring it down to my level, which is windshields. And I don't know anything about windshields. All I have a friend that actually installs windshields, and he was trying to explain to me all of the stuff and it seems like they're putting more and more stuff in those windshield modules. Yeah,
and it's interesting as well that the quality of the glass may determine if that windshield's even going to pass or fail that calibration, right? Because the optics in the quality of that glass matters now with this camera technology that's in there.
Because you used to have OEM, then you used to have aftermarket, and then you used to have Chinese, from what I understand.
Yep.
And so you're saying that the chances are that Chinese glass that's the cheapest for you to get might not be the cheapest after all.
Well, correct. And we run into that even in collision, right? Because we'll have a customer, let's just say that the vehicle owner put in one of those inexpensive pieces of glass. The glass shop may not have calibrated the camera after it was replaced, and then 6 months from now that car is in a collision, and that collision event is requiring a camera calibration. So the body shop will go to perform that work, and now the dash is lit up like a Christmas tree, and it's failing the calibration because of the inexpensive piece of glass, right? It's like, so yeah, all these things happen, and it's hard repairing vehicles.
Wow.
Just real quick, how can you determine that it's the cheaper glass versus the module itself?
Well, more times than not, as we work through these scenarios, we know, because we do so many glass calibrations, what brands cause most issues. Right now, look, we're always looking at the number one, was the camera installed correctly? We go to that first, right? Because maybe it's off center in the bracket.
Okay.
If it has a rain sensor, was the rain sensor accidentally damaged and you've got a bunch of, gel up on that glass, right? Like we look at some of these preliminary things first, but if it's mounted correctly and the rain sensor's not broken, then more than likely, Mr. Customer, you've got to put a different windshield in it. We've got to try it again.
Oh my gosh. Andy, I could sit here and ask you questions
I got lots of
all
questions.
day long because there's so many different questions. So if we have dealers that watch this show, and how do they get a hold of you? How do they find out about your product?
So they could go to our website, asTech, astech.com, and there's links in there that they can use to create an inquiry, and we would follow up with them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. You've got my name, Andy Noyes. Message me directly, right? And I'd be glad to respond and help people.
You have been truly an educator in the making here. You had no idea. I had no idea about any of this, and it's truly fascinating. Great stuff, Andy. The best of luck to you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Have a great day. Thank you.
You do the same. All right, Andy Noyes. My jaw is. I'm trying to get my jaw up off.
I know. There's so many questions.
Yes, there are.
And there's not near enough time.
That's correct. All right, just ahead, Jeff's Car Culture. Regenerating tire treads.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
It's a show of awe this morning. Mars has driving destinations to the Bluebonnets after this break on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. The Tailpipes and Tacos renowned cruise-in expands to Beaumont. Golden Triangle cruisers will want to experience Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla, I-10 South in Beaumont near Washington Boulevard. Grab free Loopy breakfast tacos with any donation to Shirley's Kids. Enjoy a coffee or an adult beverage. Every cruise-in vehicle is automatically entered to win one of the beautiful Chili Pepper trophies for Best Hot Rod, Classic, and Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont happens Saturday morning, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. If you're a car geek like we are, this is the event you'll want to attend. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be online live, and you may be interviewed about your ride. Tailpipes and Tacos Beaumont edition, Saturday, March 21st, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Loopy Tortilla, 2050 I-10 South in Beaumont. The Katy Tailpipes and Tacos happens Easter Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11. The free Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In is a production of Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex, Beaumont, and Katy. Tastes pretty good. Apple or Android, In Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and jonesing for a different kind of car talk show, give In Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture and Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon, through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, and we know you love lists. Join us 10 to noon Central Time every Saturday for our live show, our show about all things automotive. And we thank you for being with us today. Time now for Jeff's Car Culture, regenerating tire treads.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. Well, science has designed these things to regenerate your tire tread. Regenerative tires signifies a major leap forward in automotive industry. This groundbreaking technology is underpinned by the concept of self-replenishing tread. That could only be significant implications for driving safety, cost effectiveness, and the environment. You say, what's behind the science, Michael? Well, regenerative tires are essentially self-renewing with the capacity to continually regenerate their tread. This is made possible by smart materials that have the ability to change their properties in response to external stimuli, sort of like you, Don. This fascinating field, of research extends just beyond tires with the potential applications a wide range in this industry. Several patents have been granted in relation to the tire generation technologies, reflecting the significant strides being made in this area. These patents cover a variety of technology and materials. Who are the pioneers? Well, several companies are leading the way developing the regenerative tires. For instance, Goodyear's has a recharge concept. It represents a bold vision for the future of tire technology. There's a report out in Popular Mechanics that these tires are designed to replenish their treads using a special compound that is released over time. So Michelin has been making strides in this field also of regenerative tires. There's a news article in Rubber News. Michelin researchers have won a patent.
Wait a minute.
In Rubber News.
There's a publication called Rubber News.
On Rubber News, yeah. Not the synthetic ones, but the
and
rubber
not the
ones.
ones that you get at the Shamrock Station.
No. And those are extra large. Michelin researchers have won a patent awarded in this innovative technology and uses special tread blocks that expand the tire wear down by maintaining the optional tread depth. So that's pretty important because what you're going to do is, as it gets lower, it's going to regenerate more. The potential impact of this is main benefits of regenerating tire potential to enhance road safety by maintaining optional tire tread depth. These tires could improve grip and performance in a variety of driving conditions. Environmental applications, or implications, I should say. In addition to their potential benefits, drivers' regenerative tires could also save significant environmental benefits. Actually be part of the significant environmental benefits.
So in other words, what you're saying is that we could go from a 16-inch tire to a 22.
No. Good thinking, but no.
Oh, okay.
There are challenges, though. While the concept of regenerative tires is certainly exciting, there are several technological challenges that need to overcome before they could actually become a reality. So they're out there. They're doing all kinds of technology and engineering, and it's all good stuff. I don't see it in my lifetime, but go for it.
Well, I think that they're trying to do away with wheels as we have known them, and the wheel is actually the tire.
Yeah, and if we had flying cars, we wouldn't have tire problems. So there you go.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
Mars,
Very
what are you
true.
doing down there, Mars?
I'm shuffling.
We know because
Off to Buffalo.
We can hear all of the paper movement down
Oh,
there.
can you? Sorry.
You're good.
That's all right.
I thought I was
So
trying to
because
get ahead of
we're gonna-
Jeff, and I ended up getting behind.
That's
Yeah.
all right.
Well, now's not the time because we want to go to take the Texas Bluebonnet tour.
You brought that up last week, and I got to thinking about it, and I got to looking at the best time to do that. And it would be coming up into March and April typically, but we've had a really warm winter and a lot of moisture up in the
Except
hill
for the
country.
2 weeks of a freeze.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't enough to really slow things down that much.
It slowed me down.
It slowed me down a lot. So anyway, I figured out that there was 5 of the best places that you might go to find some Texas bluebonnets, and obviously the hill country is going to be where most of them are going to be found. The peak bloom is usually late March to mid-April, but you're going to have to do a little planning because depending on where you're at and where you're going to have to go see this. Now, if you are going out there to take pictures, keep in mind a lot of this is private property. They don't mind you taking pictures of it. Some of them don't mind you actually having your children or whatever out there in it, but try not to trample it because there's going to be people coming behind you. And it really works better, softer light, early morning, late afternoon if you're going to go do this. Now, the one that you will all look at is the Willow City Loop. Now, this is near Fredericksburg. It's 13-mile scenic road in the Texas Hill Country. It's one of the most famous or the most photographed bluebonnet destinations because of the quantity and the rolling hills. And it mixes really well with the Indian paintbrush, which is going to be the little oranger colors.
Yeah.
Now, this is usually, the peak bloom in this area is usually late March through early April. And again, stay on the public roadways and respect the private property in this area because a lot of it is where you can go and they know you're going to come there to look. So then moving on down to Mule Shoe Bend Recreation.
Mule Shoe, Texas.
Yeah.
Mule Shoe.
Now, this is the Colorado River near Spicewood. Now, this is up around the Austin area. It's famous for its dense bluebonnet fields that overlook Lake Travis. Now, the park's open meadows, they actually create this really nice backdrop. You know, they've got the water in the background, the wildflowers together, so it's great for families. Got some easy walking trails. And again, be careful with the private property. There's a lot of parking along the roads, and it really fills up on the weekends. So the weekdays are a lot better if you're going to that area because of its proximity to Austin. Now, you can also go down to Ennis, the Bluebonnet Trails there. This is known as the official Bluebonnet City of Texas. Now, they got more than 40 miles of maps.
That sounds like a Chamber of Commerce bunch of BS.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it could be.
Well,
yeah,
it
it's
is.
a PR. They got 40.
First of all, Ennis is up north.
Yeah.
Well, they got,
Outside of Dallas, south of Dallas.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You said going down to Ennis, and I'm thinking,
Well, depends on where you're at. So 40 miles of mapped driving trails through all of these wildflowers. And that's one because there's so much of it. Now, it's located south of Dallas, and North Texas is a favorite when the blooms start spreading across all the pastures and roadside fields because it is pretty wide open out there versus some of the hill country that's got a lot more trees and stuff in it. Now, there is actually a Bluebonnet Trails Festival that takes place in April. Check the calendar for the exact dates for this year. Now, you can also go to Brenham over in Washington County, midway between Houston and Austin. Now, this is got a surrounding countryside, creates a lot of really nice picturesque scenes that you can use with some barns and some fences and a lot of sweeping bluebonnet pastures, literally. Now, this has got a close proximity to Houston, and it's not far from Austin, so you get a lot of traffic out there on the weekend. So be sure and plan your trip to visit some of these. The last one I'd like to show, because there's a lot more of them, is the Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower Center. Now, this is a place that you can actually go in Austin that showcases the bluebonnet displays. Now, they actually set it up with plans for people to come in and look at these instead of just being out in the natural hillsides and around. So it's very cultivated and it's protected. But it's great for families and easy access for photography. So if you're looking for some of this bluebonnets this spring, there's lots of places you can go and see. This is a few of them that are more well known. So plan your trip accordingly.
Well, I think that most of us are ready to get out in the yard, but it's just not quite there yet.
No, it's really damp.
Well, it is today, and it's supposed to turn cold tomorrow, and just not really good right now.
No, not yet. But since you're going to do a little planning if you're going to get out on the weekend because of traffic and things.
And that's a good point that you both made. Yes, you got to get out there. You got to put your toe in the water of the yard work and to get all that. And yes, you got to put a plan together. So getting your toe in the water is making the plan.
Your toe in the water.
Get your toe in the water.
I like
you got shoes on.
We got shoes on.
Take them off.
You don't ever take your shoes off.
You live near Beaumont. You could take them.
That would be him. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you both. That's wonderful stuff. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break. Stay with us. The Easter Bunny's coming to the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m., and you're invited too. Bring the kids and grandkids. It's a cruise-in like you've never attended before. With a donation to Shirley's Kids, you'll get a free Lupi Tortilla breakfast taco. There'll be coffee and adult beverages, plus chili pepper trophies for the best hot rod, best modern classic, and best classic. There's no entry fee and no registration. Just bring your ride and the kids. Bad bunnies aren't allowed, but the Easter Bunny will be there, and he'll be full of joy to help make this Tailpipes and Tacos a very special one. Photo opportunities abound. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be streaming around the globe, and you could be selected to tell your car story to a global audience. It's the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In Easter Edition, Saturday, April 4th, 8 to 11 a.m. at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, located on 99 the Grand Parkway, just south of I-10, the Katy Freeway in Katy. Make plans now. Lupi Tortilla, eats pretty good.
Houston, get ready. Team Gilman is hosting a mega car meet at the North Complex. Acura, Mazda, Subaru. We're collaborating with the Car Meet Network, so you know it's going to be crazy.
And that's not all. We're going to be raffling off 6 cars to be sold at $1,000 each. See below for more details.
You're not going to want to miss this, Houston. March 14th. We can't wait to see you here.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.